Welcome back, Outfunders. It is a very tubular Tuesday, and we need to figure out what's been going on with the market. So, past couple days, or really the past half a week, I guess, been rather busy in my world. So, trying to get back to normal as far as like doing the day-to-day stuff. But yesterday, I'd imagine most people probably took time off, maybe see the eclipse, especially solar eclipse. I guess if you're in the U.S., and if not, well, you're probably checking out the market at least some form or fashion. So let's take a look at what's going on together. SPY here. Nice little gap up today. And then, just pulled down there for the first 2 hours of the day, really. I guess the first hour and a half, especially there for like 20 to 30 minutes there. Nice little pull down about an hour into the day. And then we've had a nice little run here over the past, I guess this is about an hour and a half worth of bullishness, I guess. And then it looks like we're trying to roll over here on the SPY. We'll see if that actually happens as we go into the later part of the day. I don't really have any takes, honestly. I mean, the market, people are going to continue to buy the dip as much as they can, I guess. Not really much else to say about that. Qs, yeah, same kind of feel, same kind of vibe. Not as weak on the open this morning, but Qs are doing its thing. It's a little, performing a little bit better than the SPY currently. IWM had a nice little gap up this morning, nice little trade lower. The IWM actually over the past couple of hours is actually trading positive, which the Qs and the SPY, DIA, RSP couldn't really say that much. So we'll see what happens. Where some of the bearishness kind of comes from, or bullishness, I guess, market performance. How about that? The rest of the day, but IWM has been holding pretty good. The DIA here, nice little gap up. They got hit pretty hard on that, that first hour and a half or so. Yeah, I mean, they got down roughly 0.85%. They did have a little bit of a gap up, not much of one, but a little bit of one. But they all kind of have this, at least the same feel to them. Gap up, sold down first hour and a half. Nice little rally there for about an hour and a half. And then they're all kind of forming this little, kind of a double top, but it's kind of a lower high here. Kind of rollover action over the past couple hours. So even though RSP kind of has that as well. All right. So not too much indifferent. The whole market's, for the most part, kind of moving together, or all these different markets. So, all right. RSP, check out the daily. Yeah, that daily price action looks pretty good, especially with that gap up above the moving averages. You'd think maybe right now is a retest. Maybe we continue higher. So I would definitely say here on the RSP, if we do break down last Thursday's massive bearishness, I'd be a little bit more willing to be maybe directionally bearish on the market. And it's, right here is not exactly the worst spot, but I wouldn't be too aggressive on it. Still got some pretty good uptrends out there on the market. DIA on the daily picture. DIA's got to watch out here. We are starting to break through this 50 EMA. We do have a pretty good pocket here, at least down to the 100. That would be the next major, probably support level. And then obviously all-time high levels back in 22. That's what this horizontal line is. And then obviously down here, the 200 moving average. So I'd be curious to see just kind of what happens here. But yeah, if we break that 50 EMA here in probably 2 days, holding under that 50 EMA, if we don't just sell off, you're probably going to look for it to break down. Anyways, the DIA better get it going here. IWM, it's holding tough, man. It's just got such a weird, choppy uptrend to it. It's just so ugly. It's so ugly. I don't want to be bearish here. I'd rather be more bullish on the IWM, the Russell 2000, especially compared to like the Qs and stuff. But man, it's just so ugly as far as like bullishness. Speaking of things that are starting to be ugly, the Qs. Yeah, Q's we know the past couple of weeks have not been performing all that great, but I mean, if they get down to that 50 EMA and they break that 50 EMA, that would be probably the more interesting, I guess, newsworthy thing. Because if we do break that 50 EMA, you're probably just going to look for the move down to that 100 SMA. So, yeah, I'd be curious to see how that kind of shapes up here. If we do wind up selling down here in the next couple days, getting down to that 50 EMA, see if we bounce there or not. The SPY looks a little bit stronger than the Qs, but it's not like it won't go bearish if the Qs go bearish. If the Qs go bearish, the SPY's going to go bearish. So, yeah, other than that, SPY, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I know this past week I changed the market outlook to a sell, and I'm not trying to say it's not like a indication to go bearish on the market. It's more like sell and take profits, that kind of stuff. Reduce exposure, I guess, is probably a better way to kind of phrase it. Mostly because even if we do pop higher, it might not last all that much longer. Even if we do run higher, and we might come back down later. I would just, any kind of bullish pops that we get, I would just continue to reduce exposure. But if we do roll over here, you know, we are starting to lose steam on the market. So that is one thing. It was kind of a boring day yesterday on the market, though. It was like one of the lowest volume traded days, and even though it was a full trade day, it was actually one of the lowest volume days we've had. It's going back to Good Friday, I believe. Not Good Friday, Black Friday on October, which is like the day right after Thanksgiving. I'm trying to find it. No, that's October. That's why I can't find it. Now, here it is. Yeah, Friday. Here you go. I mean, you see how low that volume is, and then yesterday, it's definitely beat that day, that Friday, that Black Friday. But the thing to know about the difference between those 2 days, well, Black Friday is a short trade day. It's like a half a trade day, and yesterday it was a full trade day. So it just kind of tells you a lot of people were out, kind of doing the solar eclipse thing and stuff like that in the U.S. So it's not a big deal, but yeah, there you go. It is what it is. All right, let's take a look and see what else is kind of moving. VIX. We had some pretty good movement here on the VIX last week. Looks like it's kind of calming down a little bit, especially yesterday. Not too much price action kind of going on. DXY, interesting little double bottom possibly here. We had a pull down. Looks like we got a lower wick. We had the bounce. We got the lower wick, and I mentioned that last week. You want to see closes above these wicks, above or below these wicks that we put in last week. So right now we bounced. We took out that low wick from Thursday, but we haven't held. We actually came down and bounced right off that 50 EMA today. I mean, I kind of stand by what I kind of said. I would want to see closes above or below these levels. And I would say you're probably going to expand out now the lower one here. You're not going to probably be tracking this level. You're going to be tracking the low that we just put in today here on the DXY. So, anyways, DXY, not looking too bad. A little bit of a double bottom feel to it. We'll see what happens here in the next couple days. But it just might be in a choppy pattern here, sideways. Nothing crazy. GLD continues to just shine its brightest star, man. There you go. GLD, gold. I'm sure silver also is probably crushing it. SLV, yep, SLV's doing pretty good today. So, yeah. There you go. I mean, precious metals are doing well. So, yields are dropping a little bit today. A little bit of an upper wick yesterday. And we did have a very strong end of week on Friday. This could just be a breaking of these highs that we put in back last week. We broke those highs. We come back down. Maybe we retest into the previous yearly highs back over here in February and March. And then it'll continue higher. That's I mean, that'll be interesting to see what happens here. Obviously, we're not going to form a perfect evening star reversal unless rates really drop off here in the last couple hours of the day. That probably is a long shot for that to happen. Yeah, you can see 15-minute chart, just yields have kind of just continued to steadily drop throughout the day. And so, we'll see. We're going to have moving averages coming up to kind of support yields. So we'll see what happens here with yields over the next couple days. 10-2 inversion, pulling back over the past couple days. All right. Okay. I mean, that's all we got there. All right. HYG, still just in the sideways choppy range. That's all we got. Pulling into the moving averages, that is one thing of concern here. You know, as we broke down pretty solidly last week. So we're getting this pullback into kind of the top of Thursday of last week. So, you know, this could be a pretty good area where you see probably people will go bearish on the HYG again. So we'll see if that happens as we go into the latter parts of this week. LQD, nice bounce up into the moving averages. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. TLT, nice bounce so far. So we'll have to see here. Possibly a little double bottom here over the past week or so. Possible double bottom down here. We'll see what happens here in the next couple of days. We push up above Thursday. I would say that would look pretty good for a double bottom. Maybe we continue higher going forward. All right, let's take a look at 30-year. 30 years coming down pretty hard. Okay, so 30 years coming down pretty hard. 2 years going to actually form a bearish engulfing. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to see here on yields next couple days. Because, I mean, this is either a pullback into some of these previous highs today, and then, you know, maybe we'll continue higher here in the next couple days. But, yeah, it's kind of a tough one. All right, there we go. I'm going to take a look at sector rotation for the week, Monday and Tuesday, and I'll look at Tuesday. So we got real estate, which is doing pretty good. Had actually a pretty good day yesterday as well. So XLRE doing pretty good. Discretionaries, which had a pretty good day yesterday. Holden actually had a really good day yesterday. Not really doing too much today, it doesn't seem like. So, okay. So XLY discretionary is doing pretty good. Utilities doing pretty good. They also did pretty good yesterday. Staples doing pretty good. Looks like they had a little bit of underperformance yesterday. Materials doing pretty good. Communications doing pretty good. Tech doing pretty good. Financials kind of in line with the market there. Healthcare underperforming a little bit. Industrials underperforming. Energies have fallen off. Kind of a flat day there for energy. Actually dropped a little bit there in the last hour for energies yesterday. A little bit of a gap up here today, but and then they dropped off pretty hard this morning. So let's take a look then how things look today. So financials underperforming pretty good amount. Industrials, energies underperforming. And then let's see, materials, communications, healthcare, tech, discretionary utilities, staples all outperforming a little bit there. Real estate doing pretty good. All right. So how does it look intraday? Yeah, energy's got hit with a pretty good first couple hours sell down there. Energy's underperforming, financials underperforming, industrials, communications, and materials underperforming. Tech kind of in line with the market there. Discretionaries, utilities outperforming, healthcare outperforming, staples, real estate outperforming. Okay, so real estate's just been crushing this week. So, okay. All right, taking a look here at crude oil. So a lot of people I have heard you start to hear a lot of people getting really bullish on oil, and that kind of bothers me. Right? That would always bother me if I've been bullish down here, and then now everybody's bullish here. I would expect at least some kind of pullback or something to happen. We've been on several month run. I mean, going all the way back to the lows that we put in back in mid-December. I mean, this is like 4 months bullish activity that we've had on crude oil. So crude oil might be done for now. I wouldn't doubt it, as you know, a lot of people have now turned really bullish on crude oil. Gasoline, kind of mostly just hanging out. Heating oil's dropping off. Whoa, wow, heating oil, jeez.